Hi everyone, it's Tayyib Shah, and this is the first lecture of my course From Data to Manuscript. As you know, this is a project-based course where we are planning to use the quantitative survey data and analysis, and finally we're going to implement that one. So in the first week, as the outline I shared with you, so we have the introduction and overall. And there are four major areas which I will look to discuss. First one is the overview of the course again. I just want to go a little bit more detailed description of the course. And then I'm going to talk about some survey data sets, which is important for this course. And that's briefly introduction of the data sets. And then talking about how to choose a research topic and formulating a research question. And finally, we'll go through a list of ethical considerations, which normally we follow when we are using survey data. So overall, this course will provide you, like the main objective of this is to provide you a structured approach to transforming the data into a research manuscript. So that's the main overall goal or aim we are going to be achieved by going through all those weeks. And the learner will equipped with the practical skills for data analysis and writing, and guide learners through the research publication process as well. So at the end, after writing, I will give you how you want to publish this process as well. This is a complete um, solution when you start the data analysis and when you publish a paper based on your analysis and results. So the skills you will get through this overall the course duration of this course. So first one is how you develop research ideas. So this is the most important thing when you want to see the critical thinking, because that's a crucial question usually our students ask when they start their degree and program. They say like need to be narrow down the area of research. So I will give you some ideas, particularly in social science students, how they need to think and how they need to be figure out some research ideas to work on that. So develop the skills and then understanding and preparing survey data for analysis. So we will talk about uh, the real survey data challenges. This is usually when we do those quantitative data analysis course, usually the example, the sample data is provided, which is very simple, straightforward, few columns, few rows, and they prepared according to the situation for the analysis going to use for that. But this is the course which we are going to be talk about the real data, and that data has a lot of challenges, how you understand it, how to going to be prepared for this analysis, you kind of things. So you will learn these skills, how you handle these kind of data sets. And then conducting data analysis, including descriptive regression analysis. So we will try to limit ourselves in a particular set of analysis, but you will definitely get the ideas for the others. So in this paper, we mostly try to be see regression analysis, and most likely we heading toward the logistic regression. We will be some dependent variable based on the like binary dependent variables for this kind of analysis. So preparing the results through tables, visualizations, and then also you will learn how to make those bar graphs and box plots. And some cases, if you have a nice regional or geographical data, uh, then we will see how we can use the thematic maps to visualize those prevalence or some research regression outcomes in the mapping format. So you will learn these skills, how you want to use it, and then of course you will be going to be interpret the results, and I will help you to make it more like easy to interpret the data and the look insights where you want to be see more discussions and the discussions around the results you can generate it. So finally, we were moving towards after data analysis skills. So we were entering into the writing skills. So I will give you some strategies how you will be writing different parts of the manuscripts and some kind of tools which can be helpful to speed up the process or saving the time and those kind of things. So I will discuss about, and these skills you will learn, of course, and selecting an appropriate research journal for the publication is also an important component in this case. And finally, we will discuss about preparing a manuscript for submission. So after selecting a journal, so they have some author's guidelines. So we will go through that one, and then we will submit for the peer review process. So this is the key skills which I'm expecting you guys are going to be get when you will be going through this course, and I want you to focus on each and every lecture, so you will get something which is basically I'm going to connect with one lecture with the other. So you have to be, if you're watching this video, to try to be watched in a sequence. So the first thing is um, after the introduction and all the background of this course is household survey data. So what are the sources we have? So in developing countries, or the people living in developed countries, but they want to be do some research in a developing countries. So they have a data sources which normally available. So two of them. First one is the multiple indicator cluster surveys that is led by the UNICEF. The other one is demographic and health surveys, which is led by the USAID. So these two surveys are basically household level data, and more or less they collect similar kind of data, but with a little bit the variation. So if you see the mix is focused on child and maternal health, education, water, sanitation, and child protection. There are some other areas as well. And on the other hand, USAID supported DHS survey is basically is focused on the fertility, family planning, maternal. They have more detail on the health. They like mix is also covering some areas, but they are slightly uh, a difference between them where the focus is depending what they really want to be designed. The surveys are designed for that. So these surveys are conducted every like 3 to 5 year time frame, more or less. So mix is designed for every 3 year, but usually it takes 3, 4, or 5 years to repeat in the same study area of the country, and the US DHS is for 5 years. So the both surveys have some common. So they, because one of things, they are households level data, which is the nationally representative samples, and they are what's called as a repeated cross-sectional survey. So this is basically is both are cross-sectional surveys because they're repeated every 3 to 5 years, so we can call it repeated cross-sectional surveys, and that is publicly available. So that's a good thing in that both surveys are data is available for the research and mostly in SPSS format. So that's one of the reason I picked this like one of the survey for this course. So which data we are going to be use and see how we can um, focus on that. So this little bit more about the multiple indicator cluster survey, because that's the data set I'm recommending or going to use in this course. So on this website, if you see, there is a survey sections. on this page, you will see the two different tabs. One is giving the highlight about the survey. The most important thing you can see there are 264 data sets available for the researchers to use for these data sets for your research purposes. And then the number of surveys you can also see over here. The second tab, data sets and reports, which is important to understand what documents and the data set they are provided, and that's I'm going to be discussed in detail. For example, in case of Balochistan, Pakistan, and they have most important piece which you need to consult is the survey findings. So this report is a detailed report, is over 200 pages, 700 pages, and which you need to be read thoroughly different sections of the reports, and that will be important to understand it when you will building the research questions and then preparing the data for analysis. And the second part is the data availability. When you download the data after registration with this MICS website, so you will see the data in SPSS and with a brief description about these files. So on the summary table, one of the page, which is crucial information about the survey, is how many questionnaires they used. So in this case, you see the household, and then you have some data sets about the women information, man-related questionnaires, children under 5, children between 5 to 17, and sometimes, some cases, they have water quality and the malaria and then specific questions from country to country. And then you can see the number of households sampled and then how many they were interviewed for this survey, and then all the other information about the different surveys is also provided. And this survey, the sampling they designed, they have give you the sample allocation table. So this will give you the GIS point of view if you want to looking this report, and this survey has the capability of producing some map. So you need to see the sample table. If you have like more than 15 polygons possible, or regions or districts, so it means it's like possible you can use this survey data for the mapping point of view. In this case, you can see it's like number of districts are available for, and I would say like it's a nice scan. There's an option if you want to be use this survey data and with the mapping and thematic mapping for that. Okay, so when you will move to the next part of this report, and there will be a part is called indicators and definitions. So you need to be pay some attention how to read that one. So they have a like indicator number, indicate definition of that, access to electricity, for example. And this is 7.1.1 means this is the sustainable development goals. Number 7, first task, and that is the first indicator to regarding that task. And now you can see that target, sorry, it's not a task, it's a target. So the first target and the first indicator of that target, which is access to electricity. So it's in that case, what is the complete definition is a percentage of household members with access to electricity, so which is 91.2% member of the households, and overall in survey they have the access to electricity. So this is the modules, this is the household level data sets. So because it's a survey include both some variable at the household levels and some variable at the individual levels. So this is the way you can see they give you the complete information and all the possible and critical indicators which you can choose for your research. So for example, literacy rate is there, exposure to mass media is there. There's so many variables you can see and have a look. So this table is usually in the beginning of the report, and then you can see all those lists. Hundreds of variables are given on that list with the current status based on the survey as well. So, and another topic which is they usually covered is child health, nutrition, and development. You can see those indicators, and these numbers are showing this is the link with the sustainable development goals directly. And that's the way you can see the importance of these indicators when you want to be make your define your research questions and the importance of the research you're going to do that. And another area is survive, that is about the children. So we have different kind of mortality rates. So neonatal, post-neonatal, infant mortality, child mortality under 5, premature birth. So they have a different kind of survive indicator related to the child surviving. So those information could be also interesting if somebody is looking the reasons and some factors behind this high mortality rate in some region. And and also, if you see, if you're interested in education, so they have a section which is called Learn. So attendance to early childhood education, and you can have a participation rate as well, school readiness, and there are a lot of indicators they cover um, related to education and learning. So which you can also choose if you are interested to explore educational related. Then you have some indicator protected from violence and exploitation. So they have birth registration, violent discipline, child labor is in, like very uh, people using this indicator for the research. Child marriages is also some countries have an issue. So they have like different kind of variables available for the research point of view. I just want to go through these variables so you can get some idea how you want to focus your research in this case. So um, after going through that report and understanding the indicators, and then you will see the different part of the indicators which you want to be focused, then you go to the certain part of the report, and then how you want to consult the data. So when you download the data, so in that format they will give you the readme file, and then you need to read that file. So this zip file contains the SPSS files. You can see the file, list of the files on the right side, and they will give you the description about these files. For example, this file, which is HH, is this one, which is related to household level data, and they also include the water quality testing questionnaires as well. And then if you want to see the FS is basically another module which normally if you want to go to the children 5 to 17 years, so you need to be consult this file, and that will this is the way you need to be understand which part of the mix questionnaire you're going to be use or is related to your research and how you want to be access SPSS data in that case. Okay, so the question is simply why using mixed data for research. The first one is, as you see in there, the rich data. So it's very rich for the social sciences, particularly health and education. And second thing is it's very useful for the policymaker because this mix is designed to monitor the progress of SDGs indicators. So which is because they want to be that the people, policymakers know what the progress they are making in our 3 years or 4 year period, and whether they're going to be achieved the SDGs goals or not in that particular region. And of course, that will be helpful to make some more programs and interventions to speed up the progress on those indicators. So this is why it's a very important data sets in and to use in your research.